Welcome back to Low Stress Math with Mrs. Bono. We are in Unit 4 Functions, Lesson 9, Finding the Slope of a Line from a Graph on page 25. So let's take a look at this first warm-up. Pause the video and do the warm-up. You can only learn math if you do math. All right, let's take a look at this first problem. Plot the given points and connect them to create a line. Okay, there's my given points, -4, +3. So I am going to go 4 to the left and up, 1, 2, 3. And there's my first point. 0, 2, 0, up 2. There's my second point. And 4, 1. 4 to the right and up 1. And now look at those points. They're all in a row. If I put my ruler down and I tried to connect my points and they weren't all in a row on a line, that means I probably graphed one wrong, which is something I do fairly often. So, check these things. Make sure your line is a line. All right, connect the points, go through all 3 points, above the grid, below the grid, right of the grid, left of the grid. Make sure your arrows are off of the coordinate plane. And then write the points here because we don't know what the equation of this line is, and we do have to label it somehow. So just label the points that are given. -4, 3, 0, 2, and 4, 1. Oh, I would get this wrong because I did not put my parentheses. In order to label points, you have to have the parentheses around them. That's what makes them an ordered pair. Okay, the next one, let's take a look at this. 0, +6. Well, here's 0, so no right or left, then up to 6. 1, +4, well, those are very close together, aren't they? And then there's this, +6, all the way down here, +6 down to -6. So, +6, -6. Is that -6? No, that's -6. See, it's hard even for the elderly sometimes. I'm just going to wipe that out because it's not really there. The by point that I don't want. Now, when I connect these points, it goes through all 3 of them. So if my mistake point was still there, it wouldn't have gone through that point. Connect the dots, above the graph, below the graph. Label all your points. So this is 0, 6, 1, 4, and 6, -6. Okay. Now, what is a slope? Well, a slope is the angle of the line. Now, this is a very steep slope. It's got a very deep angle, and this is a kind of meandering slow slope. But those are both slopes. It's the angle. Think about a mountain slope, and let's write that down. It's the angle of the line. And I always think of a mountain slope. And in math, it's called a constant rate of change. I'm going to put little quotes around that. Constant rate of change. We talked about that before. Now, if you're looking at this, this is constantly going down at the same rate of change. But if you're going down and then going slightly left and then going back up, that's not constant. It has to be constant rate of change. And the way you write it is as a ratio. And my ratios are fractions. And I have the change in y over the change in x. Which is rise, because you know the y, you have to rise to get to y, and then the run is x. So rise over run, which is equal to the letter m. Remember I said think of about a mountain slope? Well, m is the letter that we use for slope. Why m? Well, you know, mountain slope. But also, why not s for slope, Bono? I have a few theories, but I don't know if any of them are true. Well, s kind of looks like the number 5, but also s is used in math for the side of a square. So they don't like to use letters for more than one thing, so we're down to using m for slope. Okay, let's think about the different types of slope. Now, you read a slope or a graph from left to right, just like you read anything else, from left to right. So if you start on the left side of the graph and you trace it going to the right, you see how my pen is going up? That's because it's a positive slope. And positive slopes go up from left to right. Now here, if I start on the left and I follow the graph, look, my pen is going down. So that means it's a negative slope because it's going down. Now, if I don't go up and I don't go down, I'm just staying flat and going left to right, that's a 0 slope. And that just goes left to right. It doesn't go up or down at all. But this one only goes up and down. Well, it goes, if you start at the bottom and you go up, it doesn't really go anywhere. That's undefined. And we'll talk about that in a little while. And that just goes up and down. Those are the types of slope you can have. All right, let's learn a little bit more. All right. So we're gonna find the slope from a graph. And I wrote rise and run. And what you're doing is, let's pretend you're walking along some city blocks. And this is my house, and this is the school, and I want to walk from my house to the school. Well, if I had a helicopter, I could fly, whee, whoop, whoop, but I don't. So I have to walk along the streets. So first I would walk north, and then I would turn and I would walk along the streets to the east. So you're actually, you can't walk off of the grid. So first, I'm going to rise. Start at the lower point and count how many blocks up you have to walk. So, 1, start at the lower point. 2, you're going to do the rise first. Rise, count. I don't know, what do you call that? I think of them as streets in my head, and I would say to myself, count the streets going up, but we're not really counting the box sides going up. And you are always going to be going up. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My rise is 6. So rise, count the box sides going up. My rise is 6. Now I'm turning to the right. Turn. And I'm turning to the right, which is positive, because, numbers are positive going to the right, so I turn right and count to the point. So I'm here, 1, 2, 3 boxes to the point. So my run is 3. So I have a rise of 6 and a run of 3. 6 over 3 equals 2. So 4, I'm going to reduce my fraction. And in this case, I divided. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And I get slope m equals 2. There's my slope, m equals 2. And a little puffy cloud of happiness. All right, down here, oh, there's a lot of points. I'm going to count this point as my lower point, and I'm going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my rise is 6. And now I'm going to turn left. So my rise is 6. And I'm going to go from here 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left. But remember, when you're going to the left, it's negative. So run is negative 4. So I count up and then turn left. And spell turn wrong. Turn left. Negative. So I count up, turn left, it's negative, rise over run. Now I have to reduce it. 6 over negative 4. 6 over negative 4. Well, to reduce that, I would divide the top by 2 and the bottom by 2. And you can do that because 2 over 2 is 1. It's dividing by 1. Here we go. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. And you know what? I'm going to put the negative sign in front and get negative 3 over 2. So my slope, m, equals negative 3 over 2. Boop, 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 boop. Happy, happy. You try it. On the next page, it says on the top, you try it. So pause the video and try 1 and 2. I'll wait for you. Okay, welcome back. Let's determine this slope. Oh gosh, they didn't give me any points. I have to pick my own points? Oh well, I can do that. I'm just gonna pick this point here at negative 3, and this point here at 2, 2. And now rise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rise 5. And now from here, I turn right. Right is positive. And I'm gonna run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, it's the same. So my rise over run is 5 over 5. I'll write that down. Rise, 5, run, 5. And now reduce. 5 over 5 equals 1. So my slope, m equals 1. Puffy cloud of happiness, m equals 1. Okay? For the next one, that's hard, man. Look, those points are hard to see, but they're not that bad. Here's one. Here's another one. Here's another one. You know what? There's a lot of points on here. I'm just going to pick, I picked those three, but I don't need three. I'm going to start down here, and I'm going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My rise is 6. Oh, but now I'm turning left. From here, my run is going to be negative because I'm going left. 1, 2, 3. Negative 3. So my rise is 6. My run is negative 3. Now I have to reduce my rise over run, and 6 divided by 3 is negative 2. So my slope m equals negative 2. Because once I reduce it, it's at negative 2. Okay. Down here, plot the coordinates negative 3, 2. Okay, negative 1, negative 2. Here's negative 3, positive 2. 1, 2. That's 2. So here's my point, negative 3, 2. And 4, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here's positive 4, up 2. 1, 2. Here's my point, positive 4, 2. Connect the points. Okay, handy dandy, ruler through both points, all the way across. Wait a second. I remember this flat going across back here on this other page. This one, where it was flat going across left to right, was a 0 slope. Okay, what do you notice about the rise and the run? Well, there is no rise, but it runs. There is no rise. There is no rise. Only run. So my slope, rise over run, there's no rise, so that's 0. And the run is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if I put 0 over 7 in the calculator, I get 0. My slope, m equals 0. In other words, this is a 0 slope. And puffy cloud of happiness, this is a 0 slope. There is no rise, only run. But this one is the opposite. Find at least 2 solutions to the linear function. Well, here's one at 2, 4, and here's one at 0, 2. Use those solutions to find the slope of the graph. Well, my rise is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, rise equals 4. Run, there is no run. The run is 0. So this is the opposite. There is rise, but no run. So 4 over 0, let's put that in the calculator and see what happens. 4 over 0. Oh, look at what that says. Divide, oh, come up here closer. Divide by 0 error. Divide by 0 error. You know what that means? That means it's an undefined slope. Undefined slope. In other words, there is rise, but there is no run. And we will talk about this soon. Have a great day. Bye.